are back. Let's see, finally live. A little bit of internet troubles, but we're back. UFC 255 coming up this weekend. Let's just make sure. Yep. Main card starts off with a fight we're all familiar with. Mauricio Shogun Hua versus Paul Craig. First fight went to a draw. Since then, Shogun has won a split decision over Little Nog, and Paul Craig has won a submission win over Gatsmarad Antagulov. Craig has a 100% finish rate, 12 submissions, 1 TKO. He's only got knocked out 3 times and only been submitted once, 5-4-1 since joining the UFC in 2016. He has wins over Ankalaev, Henrique de Silva, Vinicius Moreira, and then, of course, Antagulov. Shogun, 27-11-1. 21 out of 27 his wins via TKO or knockout. 5-1-1 since 2015. He's beat Little Nog twice, Tyson Pedro, Corey Anderson. Shogun has beat the who's of the UFC, but Shogun is getting old. He's definitely lost a step. We've seen in that last fight. Paul Craig looked amazing. It definitely was a draw. They went back and forth a good bit, but I think that Paul Craig is going to have a little bit easier time figuring out Shogun in this fight. I'm going to go Paul Craig via decision. Katlyn Chikadian making a quick turnaround against Cynthia Calvillo. Chikadian 14-4. She just had a TKO loss to Jessica Andrade, the body shot, October 18th. So I think a month and a day ago today. 11 out of 14 her wins via decision. She's never been submitted in her career, and she is 5'9" with a 68-inch reach. Calvillo is 5'4" with a 64-inch reach. But then again, Jessica Andrade also gave up a lot of height and reach to Katlyn Chikadian, and that didn't matter much. So Calvillo, 3-0-1 since 2018, decision win over Jessica Eye in her return to flyweight back in June. She looked great coming down in weight. I think, was this my fucking camera doing that? Anyway, she looked great coming down to flyweight, and I think she's going to be really good at flyweight. It's a good weight class for her to be in. Chikadian's got great submissions, great submission defense, takedown defense. Calvillo is a outstanding wrestler. I think she trains at Alpha Male still, if she hasn't left there yet. Just an amazing grappler. It's going to be a very, very good stylistic matchup of grappling. Now, Katlyn Chikadian comes in at a plus 205 underdog. I think that's way too high for Chikadian, being the way longer, way taller fighter. Having the advantage in the submission grappling, maybe not in the overall wrestling, but in the submission grappling definitely has an advantage. And then standing up, even if Calvillo is a better striker, you got to get past that 4-inch range differential there. So I think it's going to be a little tough for Calvillo. I don't know why she's a minus 240 favorite in this fight. I think it should be a lot closer. Maybe she'll still be the favorite, but I think it should be a lot closer than that is. But I'm going to go Katlyn Chikadian. I picked Katlyn Chikadian almost every single one of her fights. She's a beast. I think that her rematch, the title against Valentina Shevchenko, is going to be an epic fight once it finally does happen one day. If Shevchenko doesn't lose to Maya on this card, we'll see. But I got Katlyn Chikadian there. Mike Perry taking on Tim Means. Tim Means coming in on short notice, replacing Robbie Lawler. Means 30-12-1-1 with 1 draw and 1 no contest on his record. He won his last fight via unanimous decision over Laurano Strapoli. 19 out of 30 of his wins via TKO or knockout. And he has wins over Thiago Alves, Alex Garcia, Sabah Hamasi, Diego Lima. As for Mike Perry's 14-6, 11 wins by TKO or knockout. Last fight was decision win over Mickey Gall, where he didn't have a corner. He had his girlfriend cornering him, and he used his wrestling a good bit. So, I mean, he really showed that you can go into a fight without cornermen, implement your game plan, and win the fight, because Mickey Gall, also another great submission grappler, but could not stop the clinch of Mike Perry, kept getting put in the clinch, Mike Perry kept controlling the fight the entire time, and Mickey Gall just couldn't stop him. Mike Perry was just too strong. Fucking dog. Mike Perry was too strong for Mickey Gall, which could be the exact same scenario with Tim Means. As Tim Means, he's a brawler. He throws caution to the wind, but he's not, crazy powerful. He's not crazy strong. Mike Perry is very, very strong for that welterweight division. Um, I'm hearing also, I don't know if Ariel posted or who posted it, but I'm hearing also that in Mike Perry's corner for this fight is going to be his girlfriend again, his pregnant girlfriend, because his girlfriend's pregnant now, and his longtime friend that is not a fighter at all. I don't know how deep he is into the fight game, but he's not a fighter at all. Um, should be interesting to see. He's got 6 losses. Every single one of his losses were to counter strikers / power strikers. Live by the power, die by the power. You know, he's got crazy knockouts on his record, but then again, also, you know, he's got the loss to Jeff Neal. He lost to Vicente Luque. You know, Max Griffin. Uh, Don Cerrone submitted him. You know, he's got wins over Alex Oliveira, Paul Felder, Jake Ellenberger, Alex Reyes, and Danny Roberts. Um, you know, just as much as he's lost to those power strikers and those counter strikers, he's also defeated counter strikers and Danny Roberts and Alex Reyes and you know, brawlers like Paul Felder and um, just well-rounded guys like Alex Oliveira. So we've seen the ups and downs from Mike Perry. I think this fight is going to be an up, especially Tim Means coming in short notice. The stylistic matchup that proposes, you know, if Mike Perry chooses to implement his strength and his grappling again, I think he's going to have a pretty easy time. But, you know, then again, he might come out to try to land a bunch of power shots and get caught. So that's a lot closer to line -1. What the fuck was? There are cats fighting behind my house right now. Literally, cats fighting in the fucking woods right now. Anyway, I got Mike Perry. That was fucking good. What's up, bro? Go fuck him up. Jennifer Maia Valentina Shevchenko, the first title fighter on the card, co-main event. Maia 18-6-1, 3-2 in the UFC with wins over Alexis Davis, Roxanne Modafferi ×2, and Joanne Calderwood in her last fight. She also beat Jessica Andrade in her prior to her UFC days. She's a black belt in Jiu-Jitsu and in Muay Thai, but she's coming into the fight a plus 900 underdog, meaning that, yes, you can win giant money if you lay some money down on Jennifer Maia, and for some fucking miracle she pulls out a win. You can win some big money. Shevchenko, 19-3, won the title over Joanna in December of 2018. Has since defended her title against Jessica Eye, Liz Carmouche, and Caitlin Chikadian. Interesting enough, one of her 3 losses is to Liz Carmouche by doctor stoppage before her time in the UFC. She redeemed that loss just recently. And her other 2 losses come to Amanda Nunes, one of the pound-for-pound greatest of all-time women MMA fighters there is. She is a second-degree Dan belt in Taekwondo, master of sports in Muay Thai, boxing, and kickboxing, and a black belt in Judo. 57-2 is her pro kickboxing record. 2-0 is her pro boxing record. She has 10 gold medals in Muay Thai and 1 silver medal in Muay Thai from 2003 to 2014, which is just those last 3 things that I wrote with. I said with the, you know, second degree Dan belt, master of sports in those 3 sports, black belt in judo, kickboxing record, boxing record, 10 gold medals, 1 silver medal within a span of 11 years. Is it completely incredible? You know, it's insane, and you're probably gonna have to bring a little bit more than a black belt in jiu-jitsu and a black belt in Muay Thai to the table when you're fighting Valentina Shevchenko. I might be wrong. You know, Jennifer, I wouldn't count out Jennifer Maia at any point in any of these fights, especially this one coming up. You know, she had a great last outing. I think her last outing was when she fought Joanne Calderwood. Everybody thought Calderwood was the next in line for the title, and she takes a fight in the meantime because she didn't want to wait till now to fight Valentina. She took that fight before it got submitted by Jennifer Maia. Shit happens, you know. Main event, Stevenson Figueiredo versus Alex Perez. Figueiredo's 19-1, never been finished in his career, 9 wins via TKO or knockout. He's on a 4-fight winning streak right now over Alejandro Pantoja, Tim Elliott, and then Joey Benavidez twice. First time he beat him, he could not win the title because he missed weight. Second time, makes weight, wins the title. 6-1 in the UFC. He also has wins over Eric Sheldon and Jose Torres. Oh man, I'm wrong. I'm reading the wrong. I'm the wrong line. He's 8-1 in the UFC, and his only loss was to José Formiga in the UFC. He also has wins over John Moraga and Jared Brooks. Flip it back to Alex Perez. He has wins over Jose Torres and Eric Sheldon. He is 6-1 in the UFC. Um, and his last fight was a TKO loss to Joseph Benavidez. He's got wins over Mark De La Rosa, decision, Jordan Espinoza, submission, José Formiga, TKO. He's currently on a 3-fight winning streak right now. 12 out of his 14 wins via decision. Here's the kicker. Everybody likes to do MMA math. Alex Perez has beaten José Formiga. José Formiga has beaten the champion. The champion has beaten Joseph Benavidez twice. Joseph Benavidez knocked out Alex Perez. So MMA math literally means nothing in this fight. All three of my dogs are in this corner right now. All three of the dogs over there are in that corner. I think like the cat's fucking on the fucking side of the deck or something. But I got Figueroa. I don't even know where I was at, but I got Figueredo. Minus 205 favorite, knockout power, ability to stop the takedown. I think it would be silly not to pick Figueroa in this one. But, again, it's a fight. It's 50-50 every single time, so you never know. Rest of the card plays out Brandon Moreno versus Brandon Royval, Joaquin Buckley versus Jordan Wright, Antonia Shevchenko versus Ariana Lipsky, Danny Rodriguez versus Nicholas Dalby, Alan Joban versus Jared Gooden. Shout out Jared Gooden making his UFC debut. Kyle Dawkins versus Dustin Stolfus. And Louis Kosi versus Sasha Plantikov. I'd say if you're looking to lay some bets down, Ariana Lipsky at plus 140 is a pretty good bet to look at. Brandon Royval at plus 165 is a decent bet. Gooden's at plus 112. I wouldn't sleep on Gooden. Let's see any other underdogs I would fucking lay down. Canadian plus 205. Other than that, the card's kind of, you're gonna get what you're gonna get. Say that, but again, we're watching MMA here. Everybody's got talent.